Good morning and welcome to New Day, your favorite weekend show only on Signature TV. Today is Saturday, the 20th day of September 2025. I am Chigi Tiagoram coming to you live from Signature TV Enugu Studios. And we want you to be a part of today's conversation on Facebook, on YouTube as Signature TV Official. We invite you to like, comment, and of course, share. We are live 247 on SLTV Channel 265. And you can download the Signature TV app from your Google Play Store so you stay connected and of course notified each time a new program drops. Coming up next, newspaper headlines and review. Stay with us. If you're just joining us, this is still New Day on Signature TV, and welcome to our newspaper headlines and review. First up, on Saturday, Punch. This morning, Afriland Tower tragedy. Survivors tell horrific tales of Lagos high-rise inferno. We got blinded by thick smoke, soaked clothes to breathe. Olumide, dead a day to birthday, buried 2 days later. Above the mast, tension rocks Osun Council as Ataoja Oluwo battle for seniority, page 8. On entertainment, I did BBL surgery for my mental health, coming from Uche Obodo. Still on Saturday, Punch. Why I refuse to challenge emergency rule, according to Fubara, page 7. Prison without walls, unseen struggle of ex-convicts chained to crime by stigma. Ex-boyfriend stabbed my daughter 21 times, coming from father. And finally, on Saturday Punch, poor salaries, professors decry struggle with debts. Over to the Weekend Trust, defection trail of ex-party chairman. Many drown in Sokoto fleeing bandits attack. Fubara resumes, pledges inclusive governance, pages 33, 23, and 30 respectively. Who succeeds Yakubu as INEC chair? Still on Weekend Trust, cattle starve as 417 grazing reserves lie idle, page 11. 7 pupils injured in Benue school explosion, page 23. Finally, how crumbled Kanem-Borno empire lives on, page 28. Over to Saturday Independent. I resisted pressure to challenge Tinubu's emergency rule declaration, according to Fubara, page 3. We are determined to restore Plateau as Nigeria's home of peace and tourism, Governor Mufwang says, page 7. With writers, editors commend governor's progress in governance and infrastructures. Below the Saturday Independent mast. On South-South highways, Nigerians urge federal government to declare state of emergency now, page 8. Still on entertainment, why I'll focus on telling Niger Delta history through films, coming from Ibinabo Fiberasima, page 9. On Ebola, Abuja cases confirmed negative, according to NCDC, with rider how prompt action by FCT hospital averted potential outbreak, activates public health measure, page 4. Police investigate cause of death of NDLEA's Cross River commander in hotel room, page 6. Buhari's legacies will be sustained. Tinubu vows on visit to Aisha in Kaduna, pages 4, 6, and 19 respectively. Finally, on Saturday Independent, UNNVC Otwaya launches bold reforms, page 20. Next up, Blueprint Weekend. On health, Dr. Congo's Ebola upsurge. Federal government tightens borders as citizens panic, pages 8 and 9, with writers We've heightened surveillance at nation's entry points. Coming from NCDC, avoid cultures that aid transmission of infectious diseases, according to expert. Anyone experiencing fever, sore throat, muscle pain, others should visit health facility. Still on Blueprint Weekend, Tinubu attends Yari's son's wedding, visits Buhari's widow, says late president was a selfless leader who contributed to unity progress of Nigeria. At last, Fubara returns to government house, says, I am humbled by indigents and resident solidarity, page 25. On Dangote, what do unions, oil marketers, really want, page 16. On Udiroko Festival, uniting Ado Ekitians for socio-cultural development, page 17 to 20. And finally, on Blueprints Weekend, reps back Nigeria's bid for 2030 Commonwealth Games, page 32. The Guardian Weekend. On Spotlight, page 10 to 11, International Day of Peace. Despite peace architecture, global conflicts fester. On News, page 2, I'm humbled by your display of love, Fubara tells Rivers residents. On Politics, page 27, 2027 presidential poll and the return of PDP zoning trouble. Below the Guardian Weekend mast, inside Niger communities where women, children grown amid thriving artisanal mining. I'll take that again. Inside Niger communities where women and children grown amid thriving artisanal mining, on pages 8 and 9. And finally, a tribute to a virtuous First Lady at 65, talking about Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Next up, Saturday Tribune. On banditry, Kwara South local government shut down cattle markets, page 26. Below the mast, no more war with Wike, Fubara declares with rider, thanks Tinubu for his fatherly disposition, page 10. We are not part of planned protests against NMPCL boss, Ishekiri Group says. Police probe Lagos NURTW chief. That will be National Union of Road Transport Workers for alleged murder, page 5. Ondo Amotekun dismantles kidnap syndicate, page 4. 10-year remembrance, Tinubu, Ogun Governor Oyinlola, Daniel Amosu and others honor HID Awolowo. She lived for humanity, according to Archbishop Fape, page 4. And finally, on Saturday Tribune, we'll continue to reposition ANN PLC for profitability and relevance. Awolowo Dosumo. Next up, Saturday Vanguard. Above the mast, Fubara resumes pledges loyalty to Tinubu and Wike, page 8, with riders promises to work harmoniously with State Assembly and reveals why he resisted temptations to challenge emergency rule declaration. Below the mast, on drug promotion, flooding social media, how patients go blind, suffer stroke, and experience kidney failure, with riders miracle promises are killers, medical experts warn, situation unethical and life-threatening according to doctors, bypassing pharmacies may cause mortality, pharmacists raise alarm, and we are monitoring online pharmacies for fake drugs according to NAFDAC. On entertainment, Baba at 50, where he's headed, Tinubu congratulates him, page 23. Man's body found in Badagry Pond after telling wife, I'm off to a party, page 13. Still on page 13, confessions of a 110-year-old woman. Remembering a better yesterday, page 15. That's Tafawa Balewa's vacation in retrospect. On home affairs, hypocrites in love, page 4. Plateau. We are reviving agriculture, others amid struggle with insecurity, according to Mufwang, says Plateau State is turning to the fertile strengths of its soil to heal the wounds of years of violent conflict, page 6. And finally, on Saturday Vanguard, renting peace in the North, why new deals with killers may fail again, page 12. The Nation, why I didn't challenge emergency rule, why Fubara hails Tinubu's intervention as fatherly and decisive and commits to honor agreements, cordial relations with Assembly. How gentle Yahoo's reign of terror devastated Imo communities. On 2027, my conditions for rejoining APC by Kwankwaso, page 6, with writers demand strong promises on what NNPP would get, says he and his supporters got nothing on the Buhari and Kano APC ready to welcome ex-governor, according to Scribe. Bishop Peace Okonkwo, my husband was so shy he couldn't approach me. Still on the Nation Saturday, will continue to uphold Buhari's legacy, Tinubu assures family. Kaduna agog as President graces Yari's son's wedding. Ibadan set for week-long celebration of Ladoja's installation. And Lagos traders count losses from deadly blaze. And that's the much we can take on our newspaper headlines. Over to the review. And our in-house analyst, Chris, the Oracle Maduka himself, is here to do justice to our review. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Chigi.
It's nice to sit, across you once again this weekend.
Yeah, it's my pleasure as always.
To analyze recent events in Nigeria. What say ye?
I'm honored.
I'm honored as well
to be here with you, and welcome our dear listeners and watchers from across the globe. Welcome, and thank God for a new day.
That's right.
Let's start from the top. Saturday Punch. Tension roads Osun Council as Ataoja Oluwo battle for seniority. The two Obas, or whatever their positions are, we have Ataoja and Oluwo, they battle for Oluwo for war, and the Ataoja, I don't know where the one is. They are battling for seniority. My father said, if you don't know who is your senior, you should know who you came out of this world and start seeing. So there is no issue of seniority is arguable. The two of us, or the Ataoja and the Oluwo, you know who is senior. Why do I want to drag their people into settling seniority for them? Such battle can be devastating. Let them better go and embrace peace. Because you are saying sickness has not gone round. We have hardship and hunger everywhere. We have insecurity issues everywhere. We have just natural disaster looming in Nigeria, flooding everywhere. We have the government seizing the money of Osun State local government, and two traditional rulers with some we are starting another fight from what they want us to do. There's so many fights and battle and struggle in a very small Nigeria. It doesn't tell well of us. All right, going down, the survivors tell horrific terrors of Lagos high-rise inferno. I brought to my mind, when I sat with my group, we are planning for how do we talk about this. This is a country where we only learn to follow. We do not learn how to safeguard. Nigerians learn to build high-rise high-rise buildings, and they think it's a status symbol, without knowing that the high-rise buildings have high-rise insecurity issues. And it brought to bear, and now clear, that we have been flying blind with high-rise buildings in Nigeria that do not have safety measures. Nigeria has been the blacksmith that doesn't know how to mold the metal gong But they refuse to look at the tail of a kite. We just go ahead, build high-rise building everywhere. Trap people. Can you imagine in a bank that declares trillions of profit? I don't know. See the number of people that lost their life there. Their life just went like that. And this, you know why we are talking about it? It's not natural disaster. It's not like it's not preventable. These are avoidable risks that Nigerians subject their citizens to. And we sweep it under the ground. We have federal ministry of, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and we have federal fire service. We have state fire services. Have they gone around the high-rise buildings in all the cities in Nigeria to check if what happened in recent past happened in recent future? Will you still go ahead to lose people like this? Nigeria is not at home. Each time I say it, they will think I'm not patriotic. But I am a native doctor, the louded-mouthed native doctor, that I don't do juju for criminals and bad people. So whenever I say it, it's out of love. The Bible says it's only the loved ones that are being scolded. I am scolding my loved country, Nigeria. We should do better. And that's simple. Until we do better, they will be thinking and shouting too much. They are the ones who are doing worse too much because they have not done anything right. These are the people, what we can say, their soul rest in perfect peace. The souls of Nigerians who died in imperfect ways can never rest in perfect peace. They'll continue to haunt Nigeria. Look at the list of people who have left their houses to go to work, to survive, to feed. Look at the multiplier effect of their debt. The dependents. How many people dependent on these people? My relation is working at the headquarters of UBA or whatever bank it is. And that's it. May their soul rest in perfect peace anyway. And may the angels of heaven sing them to sleep.
Amen.
Their only fault is that because they are Nigerians, nothing. Because if you're somewhere, even if we have fatality, it won't be to this level. Is this a war situation? Somebody is working in the office. There's fire from downstairs in an inverter room. Nobody. The security apparatus, somebody in a right thinking place, in a decent place, that room should be in a security camera watch 24 hours. If there's any spark there, and it's at the basement, and it started, that will tell you the carelessness. It started at the basement, but still people lost their life. Out from the top, people were jumping. I saw the viral video. Somebody jumped and hit his head at the, what do you call it? Just let's not be rebuild or recreate the horror. It has happened, it has happened. But what did Nigerians learn from it? They're still building skyscrapers somewhere. Have the people who will make sure the security measures are followed in these buildings, have they come up? Ministry of Works, they are multidisciplinary agencies aligned, MDAs, ministry, department agencies that align in security gaps in Nigeria. They're all sleeping. But they can go ahead and sleep when it happens. Who knows? Anyone you throw stone inside the market, you don't know who is called. You can throw it and go, your father, your mother, relation, extended or nuclear relation, might be the ones. So some of them that are in power, they won't tell me that when you trace the number of people that died, it doesn't affect them anywhere. But that is how God haunts them. They think death is reserved only for the poor. People in position of authority won't do what they have to do. Now, this record everywhere. Why I refuse to challenge emergency rule Fubara? Yes, it was good. What else will we say? The man that was stung by bee, if he sees Oporoki Jiji, the giant fly, he will be on his heels. They don't tell. They do not tell the deaf that the war has started. When he sees people running, he picks his race and joins. Now, this is a good one. It's always good. I still quote Isdor Opeho's book. He some of us have read nice books. Israel Opeho said the last duty, the title of that novel is Last Duty. Said the last duty of a man is not to fight and die. His last duty is to fight and live to tell the story of that war. And that thing the Fubara has had that. Whether people see he's lost or win and that. These are the ones who ginger and cheer people to death. But when the death comes, they all pull them. After all, death, they told us, is you and your God. You go alone. Even your most loved thing in the world can go with you. If they doubt, let them go and watch the drama called Every Man. The death came for every man. Every man is a character in the drama. And every man said, no, I have my wife, I have my money, I have my colleagues, I have love, I have beauty. He was calling all the qualities that make him every man rich. None of them agreed to go with him. None. Death waited for him to call. He called on love. Love said, well, at this time, the pattern is well made. He called on money. Money said. So every man went to face death alone. For you who are in position of authority in Nigeria, putting Nigeria in this, when death comes, whatever you have acquired, you go alone. Ask every man. He went alone. Not even this money. Not even this corruption. Not even network, everything you built, you must go alone. So that's why we remind ourselves, even me that is talking, I'll go alone. It's not like I'm pushing or wishing anybody death. But when we remember that we are going to go alone and fade away like the stars of the morning, that always loses luster when the early morning sun comes. That's the, and only thing that we remember is our works. Now, when you got that, good luck, Fubara. Don't fight. Of course, these are histories. We are just talking about, you didn't fight, so you are back. And then if you have learned not to fight, then keep cool and follow the rules of Godfather. Well, we go to other places. He said, many drowned in Sokoto fleeing bandits attack. Running from fire to frying pan. Every day in Nigeria, every day sitting on these desks, and this is what I recall. These are Nigerians running from fire, running from bandits and terrorists. They run into their death. Probably there's no alternative. They don't jump into the water and they all got drowned. And we read it, newspaper headlines, and then flip over. People in positions of authority sees this. But because they are recoiled in their comfort in Abuja, National Assembly, cozy chamber, that followed in cozy, beautiful 160 million car, fueled by Nigeria, fuel tanks every day. They have allowances of everything, even to just say, I am a member of National Assembly, you are paid. Then you drive back to your house by giving to you cozy accommodation by Nigeria. You sit back there, these things are happening. Every day you go to National and it doesn't occur to you. I see it as insensitivity. I see it as wickedness. Let them prove me otherwise. This keep happening. Nigerians are dying. And these are the same people that will come tomorrow to beg for, they are preparing for 2000. I keep saying it, 2027 is coming. The same people will travel back to their villages to ask for votes. Somebody will go to Sokoto in this constituency where this happened to start campaigning for vote. One thing about Nigerian politicians is that they've never been ashamed for anything. They've sold their hearts to the devil. They will look at your eyes, tell you lies, come back and tell you another lie, tell you come back after 4 years. If Nigerians will learn, like my professor told me, they would begin to tell them, we Nigerian voters are not commercial sex workers. You come to patronize us only when you want. We begin to also put a stand and give condition when you want to come. You see that money for hand, back for ground. Or we think of another thing. You don't come water us, fire us, and go again, and that's the end. This is becoming, this debt too much for a small country, Nigeria. So, who succeed Yakubu as INEC chair? If you ask me, who do we ask? Chigi, are you ready to take over the position of Yakubu?
Well, I'm not a professor.
I'm not. No, it's not reserved for professors. We have people who didn't show certificate being president of Nigeria. and their certificate has been in controversy all over. So in Nigeria, as far as you're Nigerian and you can lie your way through or booger, you can be anything. What I want is somebody who will take the position of INEC chair, not to replace Yakubu. Because if you say replace Yakubu, it might be something that people will be afraid. Who am I replacing Yakubu? So what you are talking about is who will be the next INEC chairman? Let's leave Yakubu out of it. And these questions are left for them. Of course, it's obvious. If I am into pool and betting, I can bet you because the goat lying on the ground is lying on the skin. INEC is government money for government house. Bahama. Nigerian government has INEC. Nigeria and the party that controls Nigerian government now is APC. They will find a way. I don't know why this newspaper Weekend Trust is asking this question, because APC has not told you they're looking for who will replace. Whoever will replace, they will become the next INEC chairman. It's already known by the ones who appointed the one who is going. So it's simply on a pampi. We wish them good luck.
All right.
Then before I go, he said cattle will starve as 417 grazing reserves lie idle. Why? How come that we are living near the waters and we are washing our hands with saliva? If it is the people who are rearing the cattle that are not just simply trying to be mischievous, it's the cattle that have refused to go to grazing ground. The grazing ground is there. My mother said if the soup is sweet and palatable and what the other soups cannot be sweet. They say soup is how do you say it? You as a woman who cooks. Soup is so good. Then the fufu is beautiful. So the only thing is to swallow. Now we have grazing reserves lying idle, but the cattle have refused to go there. And there's some people who use cane and all this to drive cattle around the nomadic. What has stopped it? Something is wrong. If somebody somewhere is not telling us lie, then we are all telling ourselves lies.
All right.
And Nigeria knows the way you make your mat, you lie on it.
That's
if
right.
your cattle want to go to grazing reserve, they can go. If they want to stay at home, if you want to continue to go to the women farm, kill, rape them, and then their maize and cassava you chop, we come back and sell abadu, a mudu of abadu, and their wa will not be accessible. So, God bless all those who have watched from across the world and especially Nigeria. But God also knows that He only bless those who deserve to be blessed. Thank you, Chigi.
Thank you, Chris. God bless you too, Chris. And this is a very good place to end this segment. Don't go anywhere. New Day continues after this break.